Welcome back, everyone, to the Intel Extreme Masters, the 10th season. We're in the 10th anniversary of the awesome brand of Intel Extreme Masters, and as we're watching, I mean, those kids are really training. Maybe some of them will one stand on this stage many years later. Maybe at the Intel Extreme Masters Season 20. We'll see them.
That would be just about when they'd be coming into their prime as StarCraft pros.
Like that will be when they're like 18 or whatnot. They really start racking in those trophies, those WCS points. Go forward, maybe win BlizzCon. It'd be pretty cool.
Maybe China could eventually challenge Korea for the crown, take it on. And if they can't, they could...
that's all. I mean, it could be tough, but all right, yeah.
They could just beat them up as well if they keep training that sort of style. Like,
I don't know if that's what we want to condone in esports. Look, if you can't win in-game, you can win outside. No, that's not what we really want to condone here.
I would like to submit for you guys' approval, though, that actually the crown right now belongs to Snoot, who just beat the two champions that just won, SSL and GSL. So,
well, the Korean crown belongs to Snoot right now, but of course, you as the BlizzCon champion, I mean, standing here loud and proud, that lives on forever.
I wish it didn't, though.
But it does. When you reach a title like that, Artos, you just got to live with it. Take it to your grave. That's what you got to do. So.
I will. There's no doubt about that. Well, actually, I'm going to live forever, so I can't quite. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then, that's your burden to bear for the rest of eternity.
That's right.
But right now, I mean, we obviously we're kind of half joking about, all right, like Snoot has the crown and whatnot, but this is pretty shocking. I mean, right now we're seeing at least one of Classical Rain will be eliminated, possibly both. I mean, Yonghwa could come up from this decider match.
Yeah, you guys keep on not naming Yonghwa, but he is an amazingly good Protoss. He is always making it through qualifier rounds in Korea. He's known as a great practice partner, and he is actually the most defensive Protoss. It's not Rain. We just talk like it's Rain because he's the best at it. But Yonghwa is such a defensive Protoss. He's so careful. He's so methodical. Very, very strong player indeed.
Yeah, so again, we might be primed for a bit of an upset here, but at the very least, even if Rain wins here, it will be Rain versus Classic. One of them will be eliminated. Snoot took that #1 spot. So right now in the elimination match, it's down to the wire. We will get to see the remaining two matches, both of them on stage here for Group B. And Rain, I mean, we talked about how Rain, he's pretty furious right now. He wasn't too happy about how that first match went. He was the first victim to Snoot, and here he is. He needs to climb back up, and it's not going to be an easy road going through.
No, and in fact, having to go through Protosses makes it kind of hard because he's been crushing every Terran, he's been crushing every Zerg, except Snoot, I guess. But against Protosses, he's had a harder time. Like, he lost to SOS and GSL. It was a close match, but Rain has been playing kind of funny in PvP lately. He's kind of been like a globetrotter or something. He's like always dribbling the ball between his legs instead of going for the layup.
Oh, okay. I can see that. I can see Rain being a globetrotter. He's got the height, he's got the arms and legs to go with it.
And he can spin a basketball on his finger. That's really all you need.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it takes to try out for the Globetrotters. But there he is. I mean, you can tell he's probably not too happy because he's coming in as probably one of the favorites for the whole weekend.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he just won 2 tournaments back-to-back. Very prestigious ones, of course, GSL. And then he went ahead with the Home Story Cup 2. So he should be feeling good, but then goes down to Snoot. But at the very least, I think if I'm Rain, it's like, I look at Snoot and he's like, well, he ended up going #1 in groups. That's not too bad. Like, it's not like I was the only victim to Snoot or something like that in this story. So, all right, I just have to play my own game now. Well, now, of course, he will be playing against Yonghwa. Where do you think Yonghwa is? We haven't seen him on stage yet.
No, we have not. But I like him. He's a really good defensive pro. But people know I like him. How do you feel about him, Pig?
Yonghwa has been around forever, and for someone who doesn't really get to watch the qualifiers, I get to see his results every now and then. I see him go through a few really good players, but there's never those great results, nowhere near the level of someone like Rain, who I guess you could say Rain's consistently a really good player, but Yonghwa, he's been around a long time and he's brushed with greatness multiple times, but he's never quite got there. And I feel almost like every time he gets these rare opportunities to come overseas, he really wants to make the most of it.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of pressure that he puts on himself to really break out and kind of say, I am a great pro gamer. I'm not just like a decent guy in amongst the ranks. He wants to push himself out there. And especially in the Korean culture, right? Everyone remembers first. Everyone wants to be a champion.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, #1 means so much in Korea, but he already had one of his teammates move on through the quarterfinals. Maybe that helps a little bit of motivation. Maybe they had a little bit of a pep talk backstage before he got on stage, but it comes down to this Yonghwa. If he wants to stay alive, he needs to take down Rain, the reigning GSL champion. We'll find out if he's able to do so in the next best of 3 coming up with Rotterdam and Apollo on the desk.
The reigning GSL champion, but also a former Intel Extreme Masters finalist, goes up against a long-time former semi-finalist, Rotterdam, in Yonghwa, who did play back in 2012 and in the World Championship for 2013. A long time ago, and now these two different eras of Protoss players go head-to-head in elimination match.
That was the very first professional Heart of the Swarm tournament, Apollo. Do you remember that?
I do.
You guessed it.
I did, so did you.
I watched it. No, I wasn't there.
I take that back, I just...
Wow, am I that memorable to you, Sean, that you just forget about me?
Well, the thing is with you, Roddy,
You just think about me so much that you pictured me being there.
There's actually not a tournament I don't know you were not at. Like, you're at every tournament I go to, whether you're actually there or not, Roddy.
Oh.
Sorry, I've got to introduce the players, mate. Here, in the bottom right-hand side, there's a red Protoss. Of course, it's Rain. And yes, he is the reigning GSL champion. Having joined Mind Sanity a little bit ago now. Good to see him doing well. And back on top where he used to be. And up here, we have our Tosis' favorite playmate, the blue Protoss player, Yonghwa.
You know, I'm actually so happy that Rain is doing so well again, because I was never a big fan of the whole elitist talk that players have to live a certain lifestyle to be able to perform at the absolute highest level. And you know, then whenever Rain joined My Insanity and he underperforms one tournament, we were like, yeah, well, there you have it, you know, he's no more in the team house. He will never be able to compete with world's best again. But Rain really bounced back to an incredible level, and he finally got that one GSL victory that he was always hoping for. Came so close back then in 2013, Season 2, when he lost in the finals against Maru. And after that, you know, it's been a long time. Now he's back on top of the scene. But, you know, right now in the lower bracket over here, PvP is not a matchup where I think Rain is invincible. We saw just the other week, we saw Leobao take him out 2-0 in the Home Story Cup round of 16. So we'll see. Definitely a nerve-wracking best of 3 right now for our reigning GSL champ.
Yeah, and in StarCraft 2, Protoss versus Protoss is one of the matchups with a lot of variance in it, and especially in a best of 3, where really anybody can come out the winner.
I think, of course, if these two play multiple best of 3s, I'm going to lean much more towards Rain than I will do in a single best of 3. I still believe that Rain can do it, but mindset is extremely important going into a series like this. And like, you don't want to play too risky. On the other hand, you also don't want to play overly safe, because there's just no way to play PvP overly safe. You know, most pros players will tell you that if you're going to try to be safe against everything, you will always fall behind a little bit against certain build orders.
Yonghwa is inside the main base of his opponent, likewise is Rain, and they see pretty much a standard opening in Protoss versus Protoss, and the deviations are going to come shortly. And that's where the more interesting part's going to come in. Do they hide a probe out to go back in again soon? Is the Mothership Core going to go out to scout?
All right, so it's going to be Twilight against... that probe is still in the corner, actually, of the main base of Rain. Cheeky, Kalaris. Man, Rain actually spots it and just doesn't kill it. That's very sloppy.
Oh, he's like, oh, there it is.
Yeah,
wait a minute, if I shoot it from that direction, I'm going to push it to the Twilight Council.
So I still think it's going to spot the Twilight, actually. Yes. Do you think he clicked it? Yeah,
he clicked it.
Damn, he's a fast click.
So he's already chosen a Stargate, but he's now seen the Twilight Council.
Just a single Oracle into very quick follow-up for Blink. So just one Oracle into Blink for Yonghwa as well. Makes it tricky for Rain, because he's going to be forced to keep his units at home. If he wants to make a robotics facility as well, that kind of means like, oh, well, Rain is going to chrono boost out Blink. Rain wants to be aggressive over here. He's going to send his probe via the south side of this map. But in general, I don't like being very aggressive against Oracle openings, because you're forced to keep units at home, or at least a photon overcharge, but then your opponent can photon overcharge on the other side of the map. And I just kind of feel that this is a little bit better for Yonghwa, as long as, you know, as long as it plays out normal. It should be fine for Rain as well, don't get me wrong. He's getting his robotics facility right now. Just, if Rain makes one mistake against that Oracle, that would be devastating.
And we all know the pain of the Oracle, and that very well could come into play here for Yonghwa. It's funny because Yonghwa's been in quite a lot of Code S's over the years, Roddy, but his last big performance was the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship when he got that top 4. So long ago.
Yep. I mean, he got the runner-up of Home Story Cup once as well, but that was still Wings of Liberty.
Yeah. Very, very far away. Probe goes in there for Rain and sees Gateways finishing up, but the most important part of this is the Oracle. There is a Mothership Core at home, so you just got to hit that photon overcharge.
Yeah, immediately. You really have to hit it within a second. Even before that Oracle starts shooting at your first probes, you already have to activate it. Rain, is he paying attention? Is he paying attention? Yep. That's very quick. Only ends up losing a single worker. So now he's going to try to be aggressive. But of course, Yonghwa is going to have photon overcharge as well.
Yep.
And don't, like what I I make the mistake sometimes. I'm sure Rain is not going to make it. I was like, well, you know, at least I had much quicker Twilight. So as soon as your photo charge expires, I can take this fight, right? Well, that's kind of wrong because your opponent is going to have pretty much the same amount of stalkers as you. You have to be very careful. Rain knows he has Blink right now, and his opponent doesn't have Blink, but good micro by Yonghwa so far.
Rain takes a little bit of damage on 2 stalkers there, shield damage on a few more, but Yonghwa is going to finish up with Blink. It's just a few seconds away, and he's not really that much different in stalker count either. He's only 1 behind also. So, pretty decent position.
Rain didn't see the Twilight yet, but he kind of has to expect that it's there. So he has to be very careful over here, because Yonghwa's going to be okay to chase these units down. He's going to go for a forward Blink real soon, I think. Well, actually...
Rain's been shut down there. He took a lot of damage. He had to warp in 3 stalkers to protect himself against that Oracle, and he's decided to throw down the Dark Shrine. The Oracle goes in again. He does not see the Dark Shrine at the back. He puts Revelation on these 3 and loses the Oracle.
That was kind of sloppy. That was completely unnecessary to lose that Oracle like that. That's actually a very big loss because Yonghwa has no robotics facility. Rain does, and that Oracle was the only sense of detection that he had, or only form of detection.
Too, right?
Yeah.
He could have gone in to see the Dark Shrine. He has no idea at this point. And he's warping in more units at this point. He's going to push forward Rain,
Yeah,
but
I just think it's very smart because he's giving a false idea of security to Yonghwa. Yonghwa, oh, don't do that though, Rain. Like, what are you doing over here? Okay, that was very silly.
Okay, well, maybe he's still going for the sense of false security here, Roddy.
He's just selling it really convincingly. He's like, man, you got this game in the bag.
You got this game. You come attack me. Come on, keep coming over here.
This game is yours, buddy. There's absolutely nothing that can go wrong.
There's more stalkers being warped in right now, so Yonghwa's actually going for it. There's no robotics facility. There's no detection. The Dark Templar are being warped in. And Yonghwa, no! I don't think you realize the position you're in, Yonghwa.
Rain is adding a 4th gate right now as well, realizing that he has to make sure that he at least stays safe at home. I mean, Rain doesn't know what we know. Like, if Rain knew what we knew, he would wipe in 3 Dark Templars right now, and this game be 100% over. Okay, Yonghwa's getting a robotics facility, but that's going to be way too late. Dark Templar makes his way into the main base. Oracle hasn't even started yet. Good luck, have fun.
He can't afford an Oracle right now. He doesn't have enough gas, so he cancels the robo, starts the Oracle.
This is awful.
5 probes.
I mean, Rain can just start working on the pylons now and actually unpower that Stargate. I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to realize.
Oh, man.
And I don't think that other pylon powers the Stargate. I think this is game over here, Kalaris.
My name's Apollo.
No, I love calling you Kalaris. It's cheeky.
You make me sad.
Oh, no, wow. Actually, the other pylon is in range. I didn't expect that.
Well, the Oracle's going to get out, but 8 probe kills, about a minute of lost mining time, 9 probe kills, 10 probe kills. Oh, you cheeky Dark Templar. Cheeky Kalaris.
And we have to mention Kalaris every now and then.
We do. He hasn't missed an Intel Extreme Masters since probably 2012, the same time Yonghwa was there. But Rain, that was awesome. That was really critical damage there. And Yonghwa...
And this all goes back to losing that very first Oracle. That was just a completely unnecessary Oracle loss. Not only because it didn't really do any damage, but it's more just, like you mentioned, it could have flown into the main base again. And even when it didn't kill anything, it would have at least spotted that Dark Shrine, which, you know, would have made him A, keep that Oracle alive, or B, make a new one or get a much quicker robo, or put Stalkers in hold position on the ramp, whatever. Right now, Yonghwa just has absolutely no idea. Rain gave him that false sense of security.
Yeah, he let him kill 5 Stalkers. And Yonghwa just moved out like he was now, but this time he's in a very difficult position. It's not completely over, of course. There's no absolutes, but at this moment, he is in so much trouble. There's another Dark Templar going in. He's got Photon Overcharge, obviously on the Nexus now, completed on the Natural. And as we can see, Yonghwa's going to go for an attack, and he's going to say...
Pull the workers.
Pull the workers.
Yeah, you can't go back anymore. I mean, there's no going back.
Here we go. One last ditch attack from Yonghwa, and he knows he's in trouble. Beautifully played by Rain. Just Dark Templar slip into the main base and deal the damage as Dark Templar always do. And this is going to be the end of Yonghwa. All his Stalkers, I mean 50% of his Stalkers aren't even attacking. Rain is at maximum firing range with the rest of his units. And this is a walk in the park here for the GSL reigning champion. GG is called. And he takes map number away from Yonghwa, as Yonghwa faces elimination here at the Intel Extreme Masters.
Yeah, Yonghwa probably a little bit unhappy with that game. Not only because he goes down 0-1, it is super important. That's
just the way it went down.
Yeah, just the way it went down, so unnecessary. He was kind of in control of it. The opening build orders, they face off relatively well against each other. It truly comes down to execution. I wouldn't say that one is necessarily better than the other. I think some pro players out there would prefer the Oracle opening just because it gives you more information normally, and it forces the other player to worry about more more than just Blink Stalkers. So you could even say maybe slight edge for Yonghwa.
Yeah.
But it's just so unnecessary, man. Like, yeah, he started to get map control. He pushed Stalkers back. He took care of pylons. He was just not supposed to take that much damage of 1 DT.
Well, a fast series there, and it does go in favor of the reigning GSL champion. We'll be going to a quick break, and when we return, we'll see if Yonghwa can turn this around, because if he doesn't, he's going home. Welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters live from Shenzhen in China, as we are celebrating 10 years of esports at the Intel Extreme Masters. We are also in the 6th season of StarCraft 2 here in 2005 esports, and Intel have been supporting for a long time here, Rotterdam. You were a player in season 1, you're a caster in season 10. I wasn't even alive in season 1.
I didn't do very well though. For some reason, the Intel Extreme Masters, the pressure always got to me. And I'm not saying that because I'm sitting here right now and trying to hype up, but I remember in my days, because we didn't have too many online tournaments in the Warcraft 3 days, and IEM was a lot, the biggest part of IEM was online in my days. So there was a lot of pressure, and I remember basically what is Challenger right now, I think I failed that 2 seasons in a row, and I was very disappointed about it, because I performed pretty alright in some of the other Warcraft 3 tournaments, but IEM, man, it wasn't meant to be for me, Sean. I tried, but I failed.
Roddy, if only I had the chance to play.
Hey, you always have a chance, Sean.
I never had the chance to play in an Intel Extreme Masters, man.
You should have just picked in a live game.
Yeah, I did
you
at
had
the
a chance
time.
in 2010, season 1.
I didn't ever play in the qualifiers in the Intel Extreme Masters, sadly. I was struggling competing in Zotac Cups and Go for StarCraft ones. I never quite made it to
Me too.
Intel Extreme Masters qualifiers.
You know, I still remember very well, I participated in the very first Go 4 SC2 Cup, and I made it to the 5th round, and I lost against Nama,
Yeah?
who just like walked Morales across the map, and I died. And I was like, man, this unit is way too strong.
They were then, yes. They were the cost-efficient units.
Yeah.
We are here in Group B in the elimination match. We've already had a couple of players go through today. We saw earlier Lucera and TY advance from Group A, and Snoot from Group B was our surprising first place finisher. And now we're here with 3 players to find out who's going to be second. Down here to the bottom right-hand side is the red Protoss player. It is, of course, my Insanity's Rain, who has been very successful in his StarCraft 2 career. Was one of the very original Brood War players to move into StarCraft 2, and was very successful very early on as well, Roddy.
Yep, definitely winning the OSL back then against Dongregu.
Look at you, you've got a great memory, you have, Roddy. And up here to the top left, as the blue Protoss player, is of course Yonghwa.
You know why that is, Sean?
Because you watch every StarCraft tournament, Kev.
Oh, because elephants never forget anything.
Wow.
I have an elephant brain, Sean.
I guess you do, in a positive way, Roddy, because you don't just think about peanuts all day.
Now, you know, if there's one game of Rain that I will truly never forget, it is his semi-finals of BWC back then in China as well in 2012, where I played against Creator, and Game 5 was in Cloud Kingdom, and I will forever remember as to that game as the force field that costed him $32,000. Like, Rain had that game in control, but believe it or not, Rain actually lost against the 4-gate, which he scouted, which he identified, but he just didn't deal with it in the right way. I guess even nerfs can get to great champions like Rain, and that's the one game that I will never forget. You know, missing a force field for $32,000, that must sting for a while, Sean. I don't think I can close my eyes for a month if that would happen to me.
Well, there's been some painful losses in the history of StarCraft, and of course, CJ Hero experiencing one of them, Rossi.
Yep, that's true.
Our 3-time Intel Extreme Masters champion over here in Shenzhen.
Rain, of course, got very close to winning an Intel Extreme Masters on its own just last year in the finals of San Jose. That was pretty much the first real big run he had for my Insanity. And he played a great finals. I think if you look back at that PvP finals, you don't even have to be too sad that you lost it, because CJ and his Hero back then, he just played phenomenal. You know, both players, Rain and CJ and his Hero, they made it a great final to watch, and that says a lot for PvP.
Well, here's Yonghwa. Well, Rain inside Yonghwa's base as Yonghwa fights for survival here, Rotti. But we do see 2 builds starting to take shape, and they're not identical this time.
Yep. It's a double gate opening over here by Yonghwa that could transition into some 3-gate pressure. Could also just be 2 gates into something else. There are so many ways this can play out. Sometimes they make 5 stalkers, but they actually DT rush behind it. And if they do it against me, I just get really mad on the ladder, Sean, because it doesn't make any sense in my book. Rain, of course, has hidden his second pylon, so if you're Yonghwa right now, you're a little bit paranoid. You're like, wait a minute, Are you proxy stargating me? That seems unlikely, but it's possible.
Yeah.
Rain actually drops a stargate in his main, and I find this very strange, Apollo.
Why so?
Because he's like giving the ID to his opponent that he's proxy stargating him, and then he's actually stargating, but then he's not proxying it. He's just building in his own main base. But like, why are you hiding the second pylon if this is what you're doing?
What do you think he's looking to catch then, if you were trying to piece this together?
I actually don't have no idea, and it's much more likely that Yonghwa is still going to be out on the map a little bit, take away some map presence, and then could even find that pylon that he dropped in his natural.
Yeah.
And then there is a good chance that Yonghwa is actually going to be able to snipe that pylon at least, and that's already frustrating for Rain.
Well, Yonghwa has decided to throw down a pylon in the very bottom left-hand side here. It's kind of late. I mean, it's really late for any type of tech structure he could be looking to do, so I'm not too sure what that's about. I guess we'll find out very, very shortly.
Twilight Dark Shrine, maybe?
Well, we'll see. Oracle on the way.
I think it's going to be Twilight Dark Shrine,
Rain.
but I could be wrong.
He's got double sentries being built at the home. That's obviously a lot of gas being invested, 200 gas for both of those units. Still no tech structure thrown down for Yonghwa. It looks like he is just going to expand, so interesting pylon choice, whether it's to catch an Oracle or something, maybe a spotter. But either way, Rain now has this Oracle out.
Rain cancelled something. What did he cancel? Was that was the Twilight. He cancelled the Twilight, and that's very weird, because Twilight cancel is not something you normally cancel. That's very awkward for Yonghwa to take that fight, because his stalkers are a little bit clumped up, and one of his stalkers will get picked off. Rain is going to try to do some work in the main. He's just going to gateway pressure. He's going to force Photon Overcharge in the main base.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I kind of like this by Rain.
Well, the Photon Overcharge is a little bit slow here, and he's going to target down one of the sentries, but he does decide to back off.
Keeps the Oracle alive.
Goes down to just under half hit points, yep. Nexus is halfway completed, and
Oh, this is really bad for Yonghwa.
catches two stalkers out.
What? Why is he just running?
He's a trap.
He's going to try to cut him off?
Yeah, excellent moves there from Rain. He's caught two of these stalkers off. He does unfortunately lose one of the stalkers to a sentry who plants down the force fields.
This is PvP in all its glory, honestly, because
I mean,
it makes no sense at all. Now we have a Stargate going down on the bottom side of the map. Rain is going to contain Yonghwa. If I was Rain, I would just get sentries myself right now. You don't have to. Oh, he's actually going to try to bust with double Oracle.
He breaks down the sentries and no more force fields available here for Yonghwa. One stalker gets trapped inside for Rain.
Yeah, but it's still not worth it to try to overcommit. Rain should just expand and contain, and that is the right choice, what he's doing right now.
Well, one good thing here, I suppose, for Rain is the mothership core of his own is still at home. And there is an Oracle on its way. Double Oracles coming in to get pushed back. And Rain, very, very aggressive here, but at the same time, I wonder how much damage this Oracle of his opponent's going to do. A crazy wild
So
match
if I
between
was
these two.
Yonghwa right now, I would sacrifice my Oracle immediately. Even when Photon Overcharge goes down, let's take a look at that Oracle from Yonghwa that's heading towards the main
Wait,
base.
the mothership core's on the next, on the second base, right?
No, it's in the middle. Like I think it's the dot over there.
Oh, okay.
So if I was him, I would sacrifice immediately. There's no point in saving it because there's a Stargate on the map anyway. So just let it tank all. No.
Well, he picks off 3 and then retreats. I was on the other side of the map. Revelation is casted by Rain on side the majority of structures and units.
Rain just makes the Phoenix. Okay, so Yonghwa got his own Phoenix. He was going to try to lift up that sentry. And now Rain is like, I know what you're trying to do. You're not going to break that contain this easily.
Well, Yonghwa has to at this point.
Yeah, Yonghwa's in a very tricky position.
He's got to break out, and if he doesn't, he can kiss this tournament goodbye, and Rain's going to move forward to face off against Classic, Star League versus GSL, potential upcoming match.
Oh,
but
it's going to be
Yonghwa,
sick. I'm actually so pumped to see that as well.
I mean, yeah.
You know, it's a shame as well because we do, of course, would like to see a player like Yonghwa do well as well and maybe upset one of these Protoss Titans. But Rain and Classic are just the two Protoss players that you look at if you're a Protoss fan. Yeah. And Itosis has been trying to sell us a little bit of Yonghwa hype, but
it's just Itosis doesn't know as much as he used to, Roddy.
I mean, when you get that involved in other games and other scenes, it's really hard to keep track of your favorite players.
It's true. I mean, I started to notice that a little bit with hosting, but at least I was still in one game, Roddy. More and more units continues to get warped in for Yonghwa on the other side. So he's going to go for this. Whether he's... I mean, the best part is he can't get his units outside of his main base, which is about 80% of his army.
And he still has no robotics bay. He has no Twilight console here that those Phoenixes will hunt down at Oracle. Got 3 more probe kills, so it wasn't for absolutely nothing. But, you know, Yonghwa, what is the game plan over here, mate?
How are you getting out? There's about 5 sentries or 5 force fields worth on the 3 sentries down there.
Rain just spotted the 4 units that were being walked in on the other side of the map.
Is he looking to build the 3rd Phoenix to pick up the 3rd sentry? I mean, what are you doing here? Yonghwa. You have to make something work.
I think that's the plan. He has been wiping in a lot of gateway units on the other side of the map. Rain spotted this though with a probe.
Well,
So weird. I mean, at least right now Yonghwa has an, I won't say
okay,
army
Yonghwa,
advantage.
I know what to do. Build a nexus on the other side of the map and just recall everything out and go for it.
That's not a bad idea, man.
I mean, it's one way to get out the main base.
That would be a creative play. I actually think, you know, Sean, out of all the ridiculous things you said today,
That's probably one of the most ridiculous ones.
not all that ridiculous. It would have been so smart though if that happens. Does he? Yeah, he still has the probe over here. I would hide the Nexus in the right
I mean,
top side
I
of the
guess
map.
he's just built a secondary army, Rotty.
Well,
And
yeah, that doesn't sound much more unlikely than your suggestion, and it happened.
well, look at this. Here we go. Yonghwa's going to push forward here. He's got a little bit of a force trying to break out, but as you can see, sentries are there.
Where's
There's quite a few Phoenixes here for Rain to help lift up. Where's the Mothership call for that photon overcharge? Phoenixes versus Phoenixes. Obviously, Rain going to come out on top here, and he picks up 3 Stalkers at the front.
Really
Fourth
good.
one gets picked up as well.
Yep, in range of photon overcharge as well. That's very important. Has to be careful that he doesn't lose too many of his own Phoenixes though. You want to keep these Phoenixes alive for a little bit longer. They're so tanky against Stalker shots. It seems like Yonghwa still has slightly more Stalkers, but now the other forces from Rain have made their way across the map, and with 2 base against 1, Rain is in an absolutely phenomenal position right now.
And as sad as this is for Yonghwa, this is the difference between a round of 32 GSL player, which is Yonghwa, compared to an actual champion that is Rain here, and he's really displaying that in this series. Yonghwa's still stuck inside his main base with those forces, and Rain is just running away with this one. And as I said earlier, Roddy, maybe my timing's better now. When it rains, it pours.
Yeah, but like he's still doing well, so maybe we should save it until he actually gets in trouble or something. This could go well for Yonghwa. He might actually be able to intercept these reinforcements, and he can pick it off. You know, it's something. He can get a couple free kills over here, because most of those other Stalkers from Rain are out of position. So if Yonghwa cleans all of this up, I'm not going to say he's in a great position, because he's still down 7 workers in the base, but...
Yeah, but he is up 5 Stalkers right now.
And
I
he's
guess
a free man, Sean.
He is a free man. He's finally broken out. He's breaking free. He's out of jail. I can continue down this way, but it's only going to get worse, so I'm going to stop. Yonghwa's moving across the other side of the map, and let's see how much damage he can really do. He warps in 3 additional Stalkers. The pylon stays alive.
And
These guys have got to run for the hills.
Rain is getting his first Immortal. I definitely don't mind that, because Immortals are so powerful against
There's
Stalkers.
not even a pylon close, Roddy.
Oh, look at that timing from Rain. He has 1 Phoenix left, sends it to the Stargate, and right in that moment the Oracle pops. And that is very, very unfortunate, because this Oracle was actually very important for Yonghwa's game plan over here.
Yeah, here goes Yonghwa. He's got one final ditch attempt. He knows it's 1 base versus 2. He has to break this. He has to do something. But there's an Immortal in the mix. There's a Photon Overcharge available.
There's Zealots as well, and Zealots are very nice. It's nice. Why doesn't he just Photon Overcharge? Rain, you're making life so complicated.
Well, I guess he's safe. Well, he's got 2.
Yeah, he's got
he
2.
wants 2 on the natural, Roddy. He doesn't want to waste it inside the main base, apparently. And here we go. Yonghwa warps in. Another attempt. Photon Overcharge activated.
That is the first one. And like you said, he has to... I love how he's sending the Phoenix back immediately to that Stargate.
Yeah.
Rain is just making sure that he has absolutely nothing to worry about anymore, and that this attack in the natural is the only thing on the map he has to worry about. This has been a very wild and scrappy PvP, yet it has been sort of, you know, controlled chaos by Rain.
Here we go again. Yonghwa trying to fight against the Artosis curse, but it is not going to happen today as Rain just completely smashes this. And this is a brilliant defense, and this is game over. Unfortunately for Yonghwa, Rain is the Protoss player that will move on to face off against Classic in a match which will determine going home or 2nd place in Group B. Great defense from Rain. GG is called, and Yonghwa is eliminated, but Rain, the reigning GSL champion, lives to fight another best of 3.
Yeah, a solid performance by Rain. I think you're going to be quite happy with that. It's always difficult to play PvP when your tournament life is on the line. Obviously, Rain did not account for a loss against Snoot, but I think he bounced back very well here.
Yep.
Second game was definitely a little scrappy, a little chaotic, but, you know, that's PvP. Sometimes it just turns out into chaos.
Yeah, a little bit of lady luck on Rain's side, or should I say, lady not luck on Yonghwa's side, as that Artosis just looked at me saying, what did he say?
Artosis has given us so many funny looks in this series. I wish that was all on camera.
I wish, Tozer, we need a personal
That
Artie
was
McTosis camera.
This was almost as funny as Artosis in the swimming pool this morning, but that was absolutely hilarious.
That's a story for definitely another time when we're on the desk with Artosis. But we're going to go over there with Chobra, who is joined by Rain.
Thank you very much, Sean. Yes, indeed, we have Rain here on the desk, climbing out from the elimination mat. Artosis, we can settle the score later. We can take it outside once we're done with the broadcast. We still have the full evening, don't worry. But right now, we want to talk with Rain, okay? He's the center of the spotlight. It's not always about you. Don't worry.
Yes, it is. I'm the commentator.
It's now.
I'm making it to the finals no matter what, Chobra.
That is true. But right now, it's about Rain. Of course, I mean, it's a little early to say congratulations, but moving on to the final match up against Classic, I'm just kind of wondering what is going through your head, because it's been a bit of a rocky ride. 정현준 선수 지금 이제 축하드리기는 좀 이르지만 그래도 이제 다시 이 마지막 매치까지 이제 올라가셨고 뭐 1승 1패 지금 그런 레코드가 있는데 지금 뭐 마인드는 어떠세요? 좀 생각이 많을 것 같은데.
사실 맨 처음에 질 줄 몰랐어요. 근데 승수 선수가 너무 제 맞춤에 너무 잘 준비해가지고 졌다고 생각해가지고 도우 형은 이길 줄 알았는데 도우 형도 져가지고 사실 최종전에서 이렇게 같은 팀이었잖아 예전에. 근데 이렇게 만날 줄은 몰랐는데 원래 둘이 같이 올라갈 줄 알았는데 한 명은 떨어져야 돼서 제가 아니었으면 좋겠어요.
Well, I actually didn't think, of course, I would lose to Snoot, but I have to give him credit. I think he prepared very well against my style. I think he just read me like a book in that first match. And then I figured, all right, well, Classic will beat him. And then hopefully I just get another shot against Snoot. But then Classic lost. And now, I mean, we used to be teammates in the past, Classic and I. So it's a little bit of a tough situation. But if one person has to go out, hopefully it's not me. That's what matters. You got to fight for your own survival.
Of course. I want to actually ask about his recent PvPs because Rain is normally known as such a solid conservative player, but when we saw him against SOS, it's kind of some crazy off-the-wall plays, and SOS kind of won with the more standard plays like Rain usually uses. And I just wonder, like, with that in mind, do you feel like you can take out Classic, who's just been solid for months in every matchup?
그러면 이제 정현준 선수는 예전에는 항상 이렇게 프로토스전 중에 굉장히 안정적인 플레이로 많은 사람들이 생각을 했었는데 최근에 보면 한국에서 SOS 선수 상대로도 그렇고 조금 더 뭔가 창의적인 플레이를 보여주려다가 SOS 선수가 오히려 반대로 좀 안정적인 플레이를 보여줘서 승리를 거두고 그런 모습이 있었는데 그럼 지금 클래식 선수 상대로 마지막 결정전을 할 때 클래식 선수도 굉장히 안정적인 프로토스로 알려져 있잖아요. 두 선수 다 뭐 그런 걱정이 좀 있나요? 스타일에 대한 혹시 뭐 걱정이라든지?
네, 사실 도우 형이라는데 게임을 많이 해봐가지고 그렇게 좀 도우 형이 좀 변칙적인 스타일 많이 해요. 연습 때는. 대회 때는 좀 안 그러는데 그래서 서로 근데 스타일을 잘 알다 보니까 그냥 되게 머리 싸움 빌드에서 많이 갈릴 것 같아요. 초반 빌드 싸움에서 끝날 것 같아요 게임.
Yeah, well, it's funny we mentioned that because in practice, and of course I've practiced a lot with Classic in the past, Classic actually tries a lot of creative things, some crazy builds in practice, but he doesn't show them as much in tournaments, in competition. Now, on that note, because we know each other so well, I actually think it's all going to come down to the mind games, and whoever simply reads the other one step further, gets the right build, it's going to be determined in the first couple minutes each map. Whoever selects the better build is going to win in that best of three. So, I think we're looking forward to an exciting match here coming up in the decider match. I mean, Pig, do you have any curiosities? I mean, Rain and Classic, I mean, these guys, we were hyping them up for the whole group, and now here he is looking down the barrel right now, looking at that last match.
Oh, I think I'm really curious actually to know, because we did see the first series kind of go a bit off kilter, but was there a mindset change as well? Was there any sort of adjustment between the series mentally he made? I guess I'd like to ask Rain about how you adjust your mindset after going through a hard loss like that.
그럼 뭐 이전에 이제 그때는 스누트 선수가 이제 첫 경기에서는 그냥 빌드를 잘 선택한 것 같다 그렇게 말씀하셨는데 그런 이렇게 예상치 못했던 패배를 겪은 후에는 좀 어떻게 마인드 컨트롤을 하시나요? 어떻게 준비를 그 다음 매치를 위해서 하나요?
근데 항상 그냥 모든 경기를 준비할 때 그냥 저는 마인드가 모든 선수한테 다 질 수 있고 어떤 선수든 이길 수 있다고 생각하기 때문에 뭐 이렇게 평판적으로 보면 제가 진 게 좀 충격적이겠지만 그냥 저는 그냥 이런 경험을 많이 해봐서 그냥 덤덤한 것 같아요. 그냥 빨리 잊혀지는 스타일링 그 경험을 많이 해가지고 이런 패배도 이제 빨리 없어지는 것 같아요.
Yeah, well, I always like to think that no matter who I'm going up against, it can always go either way. I can always lose against any player, or I could always beat any player in the world. So and I've also had so many of these experiences where I've had, I've had my highs and then I've had my lows where I've lost to the most unexpected matchups. And so at this point, with all of that experience behind me, I think it's just a quicker process for me to just put it behind in my past. Say, all right, you know what? What happened. Move on to the next match. This match again, it could go either way, but I just have to play my own game. I'll go forward from there. Well, do we have any more questions? Because this guy has an important match coming up. I mean, he has to play one more. We can't relax too much here with Rain just yet.
We don't want to knock him off his game.
No, we don't.
All right, I want to see a good PvP series here coming up against Classic.
All right, well, of course, we do want to prepare for that right away. 그럼 인터뷰 너무 감사하고요. 이제 결정전에서 좋은 모습도 기대해 보겠습니다. 네. So congratulations to Rain to moving on to the decider match. Of course, that will be happening shortly on the main stage. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be Classic versus Rain, the two players everyone deemed as the favorites, not only in the group, but in the tournament. They have to decide who will knock each other out in the decider match. We'll be back after these messages. Well, don't go anywhere.